I think, the first thing I always tell people is, get going, start doing something, right? We all have great ideas, but I think the execution aspect is kind of the thing that a lot of people go missing on. So there's people can have dozens of ideas, but when you take that next step to actually doing something about it, whether it's like validating that there's a real problem that you're solving, validating that no one's in the market that's competing against you already, um, you are already taking the right steps. So even when someone pitches an idea to me, if I see that they have already gone and taken those next steps, it tells me that they're a little bit more than just showing me an idea, but they've already showed interest in actually making this happen. So I think getting started is really important. And the three questions that I always try to ask people, if they're vetting themselves for whether or not their idea is real, it's always good to ask yourself, what problem does my idea solve? And if it doesn't solve a problem, it's not a good idea. Is anyone already doing it? And sometimes people are like, well, there's no one already doing this. It's like, well, make sure you look up everything, right? Because there may be people that are just calling it differently. So what problem does it solve? Is anyone else doing it? And then the third one is, how many people have that problem? Which is really gives you a sense of, is it just the niche group of people that, maybe like people that are passionate about a specific, maybe music genre, and they think they found something and they're so passionate about it. It's like, well, that's great, but like, how many people actually care about that specific music? And so those three questions really give you kind of a scale of where your idea is at. Now, that shouldn't deter you from getting going, but I think that if you can answer those and have a good sense of like what you're doing and what you're thinking about, it'll give you a good start for the next step. When we first started Her Dat, I was very thankful that no one gave us money because, early on, when you are a startup and you're starting to build, even if somebody would have gave us money, we wouldn't have known what to do with it. We would have maybe spent it on something stupid like t-shirts, like we don't need t-shirts right now. And I think that's what some people run into issues with, where if they do have financing, which is great, they typically haven't gone through the grind of selling that first customer. So therefore they're spending money on things that are irrelevant. I always tell people, if you want to find a place to start, go sell. Find a customer, find someone's going to pay you money. You can get customers with a broken site if you are working hard enough. Just have a template site up there, have maybe just a landing page that you can make on your own that says site coming soon, and then go and meet with people and get them to commit to spending money with you. That is validation that you have a problem that that you're solving, and then everything else will fall in line. And I think that if you're at a point where you're like, what, I've got 30 customers that have said yes, I don't even have a product yet, it's going to be easy for you to go and find financing for that, because someone's going to say, okay, so you're telling me that if we build these 30 products, you'll have 30 people buy? Like, yes, then there you are. So I think at the core of it, it's go and sell something, get people to spend money on the thing that you're offering, and then it'll be easy for you to figure out what you need to do next. I feel like the journey itself is very much the way it is. And as an entrepreneur, you look back and a lot of times you don't have any regrets because you like the way that things panned out. Even the hard times taught you something that maybe you would have never thought. So I think that it's, as much as we sit here sometimes and try to put ourselves in the best situation possible, it is important for us to make our own mistakes and learn from those. And sometimes even if someone gave me a book and said, just follow this, maybe I would have not made those mistakes early on my own. And then I would have paid for them later. Right. So I think that I don't have necessarily any regrets. I think I wish I would have known to be a little bit more risk open. Right. I'm more of a calculated, strategic person. So I like to have a certain process down and prepare the pitch and make sure it looks perfect before I go and present it. Where my co-founder Blake, he's more risk open, and he's willing to take that risk. And that was one thing that was very beneficial for both of us, is that we could kind of team up on those things together. And where he took a lot, I didn't take as much. So that helped us retain clients, and he helped us get new ones. So I think that really worked well. But I don't think that there's any necessarily any regrets. I think just a good recommendation is to get going, not be scared of failure. It is just part of it, and you will literally learn from it every single time and see it as an opportunity. And I promise you that even if you do fail on something, you're so quickly onto the next thing that like it doesn't even feel like it's there. So that's probably one of the things I wish I would have known. So I would have taken a lot more risk and just said, you know what, I'm just going to go and do this and not wait on it.